For pretty much your whole life, chances are you've been given a kind of diagnosis by people around you, by society, maybe you've even given it to yourself. And it's a diagnosis that paints a really core part of who you are as some kind of flaw. Well, today, we're going to challenge that diagnosis head on. Let's start with a few phrases that might sound just a little too familiar. Yeah, that one. It probably hits close to home, right? It's the first thing people say when you have a genuine human reaction to something that everyone else just seems to shrug off. Or how about this one, the all-time classic? It's the perfect line to make you feel like your deep emotional response is somehow wrong, like you're the one who's out of line. And there it is, the final judgment. The message is clear, isn't it? The solution isn't for others to be more understanding. It's for you to change who you are at your very core. The subtext is, you're just not built right for this world. But just hang on a second. What if everything you've ever been told about this is based on a massive misunderstanding of how you're actually wired? What if it's not a weakness at all? Let's just reframe this whole conversation, shall we? In one corner, we've got the old, tired label, weakness, but in the other corner, we've got some incredible new science that points to something completely different. A new way of looking at this that I like to call being a super sensor. And look, this isn't just a personality quirk we're talking about, this is biology. Research actually shows that about 20% of the population, that's 1 in 5 of us, is just built different. Their brains literally process the world in high definition, while the other 80% are cruising along in standard def. The best way to think about it is like this. Most brains are efficient. You know, they record the world in standard definition. It gets the job done. But your brain? Oh no. Your brain is capturing everything in stunning, detail-rich 8K. Every nuance, every subtle shift in tone, every little detail, it all gets recorded. So you're probably asking, okay, how does this 8K brain actually work? Well, science has zeroed in on 3 specific, let's call them neurological upgrades. These aren't bugs in your system, they are high-performance features that explain why life can feel so incredibly intense. Okay, first up, your brain basically has no filter. It doesn't sort information into important and unimportant. It just lets it all in. That's why you notice things no one else does. Second, you've got hyperempathy. You don't just sympathize with someone's sadness, you actually feel it. It's like you're an emotional sponge. And third, all that data you're absorbing leads to deep processing. That moment when you pause, you're not slow. Your brain is running these ridiculously complex simulations, connecting the past, present, and all possible futures. That's not a delay. That's some serious high-level computing going on. Now, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? If being a super sensor can feel so overwhelming, why would evolution keep this trait around for thousands and thousands of years? I mean, if it were really a weakness, natural selection would have gotten rid of it a long, long time ago. Well, think about an ancient tribe. It absolutely needs its warriors, the bold, risk-taking 80%. But a tribe of only warriors would charge straight into disaster. They also needed the royal advisors, the 20%, the ones who noticed the subtle change in the wind, who could sense that a deal with another tribe felt off, who saw the patterns everyone else was too busy to see. So here's the absolute truth of it. What you've been told is a weakness is actually an incredibly sophisticated survival tool. It is an early warning system. That feeling of being overwhelmed, that's not you being dramatic. That's your high-performance radar system screaming at you that its RAM is completely full. Scientists have such a beautiful metaphor for this. Most people are like dandelions. They're resilient. They can grow pretty much anywhere, even in a crack in the sidewalk. But you're an orchid. And in that same harsh, cracked sidewalk environment, you're going to struggle. And for years, you've probably been blaming yourself for not being a better dandelion. This all leads to this incredible scientific concept called vantage sensitivity. And what it shows is that when an orchid is put in the right environment, let's call it a greenhouse, it doesn't just survive like the dandelion, it blooms with a kind of complexity and beauty the dandelion could never, ever achieve. And that brings us to the most important, life-changing takeaway of this whole explainer. The goal was never to become a tougher orchid who could survive on the sidewalk. The goal is to get yourself off the sidewalk. It's not about changing you. It's about building an environment that lets your incredible gift flourish. So what does that actually look like? First, you've got to stop fighting your own biology and start working with it. Curate your life. Choose friends who energize you, not drain you. Find work that lights you up. Make your home your sanctuary. You have to build strong boundaries to protect your energy. Saying no is not mean, it's necessary. And please, honor your need for silence and downtime. It's not laziness, it's essential system maintenance for your supercomputer brain. So, the next time someone tells you that you're too sensitive, I want you to just smile. Remember the truth. You aren't seeing the world incorrectly. You're just seeing it in 8K. And in a world that is becoming more and more numb and disconnected, your ability to truly feel isn't a burden. It's a superpower, and it might just be the very thing we all need most.